All right, it's June 11th. It's day, I think it's day 70 on the trail. I am about almost 18 miles in for the day. It's right at 1 o'clock. I got up really early this morning. Not really early, but I started walking a little bit before 6. But so yesterday, Susan dropped me off. My wife dropped me off at about 1 o'clock in Duncannon, and I did about 15 miles to a nice campsite. There was a guy already there when I got there. I was just worn out. I was really tired. It was only about, I think it was about 6:15, maybe 6:30, and I was gonna go further, but I was really tired, so I decided to stop. And there was a guy there that had been hiking southbound from Vermont. His trail name was Handy, and I sat and chatted with him for a little while, and then a few other section hikers ended up coming into camp and setting up camp, and then 2 more through hikers, and it was just like a campsite right on the side of the trail. So it was pretty nice. It was nice to chat with people, throughout the evening, while everybody was making dinner and things of that nature, and just talking to them about how their hike's been going or how their day's been going, yada yada. It's definitely really weird hiking without, Buzz, Ounce, or Little Bear, any of them, because I've been with them, or at least one of them, pretty much the whole trail. So it's strange to walk all day without anybody to talk to. Hikers are a little more scarce, through hikers that is, I guess, the further I'm going up north, just because of my pace. There's only but so many through hikers ahead. So anyway, can't wait to get to Delaware Water Gap, where I will meet back up with those fellas and resume our trek north. But I still have, from where I stand right now, I still have about 110 or 112 miles to go until I get to the New Jersey-Pennsylvania border, where I'm meeting them. I'm shooting for 30 miles today, which is a heck of an undertaking considering the rocks in Pennsylvania. They're starting to get really bad, and I know they're about to get worse. So the rocks are, they're, obviously just walking on rocks most of the day or all day takes its toll on your feet, but it's also really, a lot of them are really sharp, so it's really hard to walk on them too, and you can't make really fast, you can't make good ground, going at that slow speed, trying not to break or twist your ankle in the process. So anyway, I am making good ground so far, but that's because I haven't taken many breaks. I did take a break for a little bite to eat and replenish some of my water, but it wasn't very long. So anyway, I'm gonna probably go for another 3 or 4 miles, and then sit down and take another break and try and rest my feet, and then get going again and just tackle this 30-mile day, in sections instead of all in one go. And then that'll set me up to have about 100 miles until the Pennsylvania-New Jersey border. And there's a couple towns that the trail goes right into as well here in Pennsylvania. So I'll probably go into there, and I think there's a town I can get into tomorrow, Port Clinton. Pennsylvania, so if I can get into that, get me a nice meal or something, get a little more, I don't know, get rejuvenated. I'm in kind of a hiking funk again. You know, I'm not getting off the trail. I'm not talking about anything like that, but it definitely gets really boring out here. I mean, it's just head down, walking in the woods for, you know, hours and hours and hours every day. And, you know, by the end of the day, your feet are sore, your knees are sore, your ankles are sore, you know, your back's a little sore. I mean, it just, you know, there's so much to doing a through hike, with waking up every morning and being super sore just to walk and do it all over again, and just the mental aspect of it. I mean, just every, you know, day after day, just walking. Was really nice, and then now it's just these long ridges that you just walk on with rocks, and just there's nothing to see, there's no overlooks, there's very little water, so when you do get water you have to fill up and carry it, which is heavy. So it's just I don't know, it's just one of those things that comes along with through hiking. I mean, you get in sections and sometimes they're hundreds of miles long that I don't know, it's just not all that appealing. It really makes me appreciate the southern mountains from Georgia to Virginia, because at least you were up in elevation and you had some really nice climbs. I say nice climbs, they were steep, but when you get to the top of something like that and have a really amazing view, it just makes it all worthwhile. And I haven't had that in a couple 100 miles. So it just starts getting to you. I'm going to keep pushing on. I have started a through hike, so I'm going to finish my through hike. It's just as good a reason to finish this thing as any. So I will update later. Hopefully I get my 30 miles in. June 12th, out here on the trail. It is 9:30. I am getting ready to be about 9 miles in for the day. Got a little bit later start today. I got on trail a little before 7. The trail has definitely been getting rockier. I actually have gotten the camera out just now, just because it's finally gotten out of some of the rocks, which there's no way I could film in those rocks and try and stay alive. But anyway, trail has been yeah, like I say, rocky this morning, but there's definitely some areas where it's not so bad. One thing that just happened to me, which has happened a few times in the past but not so close, is a tree just fell like right beside me, off that didn't hit the trail, was right off the side of the trail. But it was a pretty good sized tree, probably, I don't know, 12, 14 inches in diameter. And I mean, it was dead, but I mean, there was no wind, no nothing. And I guess just the last piece of wood that was holding it up decided to pop loose. I thought it was a gunshot that was right beside me. It was just like pop, like that. And then I look up and this massive tree is just falling. And it did make a noise. It did make a noise, but I was here to hear it. But anyway, so anyway, that was different. I've heard trees falling a handful of times while being out here on the trail, but usually it's off in the distance and you don't really see it. You just hear it and you just know that's what it is. So that was different. I'm in a good spirits this morning. Yesterday I ended up doing 32 miles to the 501 shelter, and yesterday was really tough on me. Not only the rocks start to hurt your feet towards the end of the day, especially, I mean, as they were starting to hurt my feet around mile 20, but the bugs have been really bad. Little gnats and stuff flying around you constantly, getting in your eyes and your ears. And yesterday it got up to about 90 degrees, and there was really scarce water. Water was scarce, so I mean, I'd gone. I mean, one stretch there was a 14-mile stretch, 14 or 17-mile stretch where there was no water, and I get the heat of the day. Just oh man, I didn't have enough water, and so by the time I got to the 501 shelter, which is right on, right off of a highway 501. I got there and there was 3 coolers full of ice cold water and free Powerades. Since it's right there on the road, people bring out stuff all the time for the hikers. I guess they know that it's a really dry section, not a lot of water, and they bring things out for the hikers. So I have to say, the way I felt when I got into the shelter, that's some of the best trail magic that I've ever gotten. Those Powerade I drank to just show you how much I was dehydrated. I didn't even feel like it was that bad, but I drank 2 1-liter Powerades and then 2 half-liter waters, and I never peed last night. So that's, I mean, typically before you go to bed or you wake up in the middle of the night and you have to pee because of all the water that you've drank and this and that throughout the day. And I drank all of that. So I drank 3 liters of liquid yesterday evening and never peed. I did pee this morning, but it just blows my mind. So this morning I woke up and drank a lot of water and then packed out. I have 2 liters that I have with me, so hopefully I'll be okay. I'll be stopping for my main midday meal here soon. But anyway, so the plan is today to get into Port Clinton, Pennsylvania. The town, the trail walks right through the town, or right on the outskirts of the town. Some of the hikers that were at the shelter last night said that that there's a pavilion that the town has put up for thru hikers, and it's free. So I assume it's going to be. I've stayed in a couple pavilions like that before, and sometimes they have showers and electricity too, so I can charge my phone, take a shower, and maybe head into town and get myself a nice meal and a bunch of Gatorades and things like that. So looking forward to that. I think today is I think it's around 22 or 23 miles to Port Clinton, and then I will have about 78 more miles to do to the end of this week. Buzz's mom, I think, is going to be picking me up off the trail around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon this Friday. So I actually called and talked to Buzz yesterday. I had some phone signal and lined it all up, and really excited to get back with him and hike the rest of this trail with him. Got off the trail at mile 1023, and that's when he kept going. So we'll meet back up at it's almost at mile 1300. So it's been almost 300 miles, and I know that may not seem like a lot or a long time, but when you get used to hiking with certain people, and now they're gone. It's just weird. And I mean, and most time we would hike all day and not say much at all, but it's just, I don't know, it's just different. The friendship that you end up making with some of these guys out here hiking and going through something like this is such a strong friendship. And I'm really excited to meet back up with him and Ounce, and who knows, maybe even Little Bear, which we've been calling him Lost Bear because he's been lost from the group here for so long. But hopefully we're all going to get together this weekend and continue our hike together, which would be really cool. And hopefully that will you know, pump all of our spirits back up and all of that. So, but anyway, I feel better than I did yesterday. Yesterday was really getting into a I don't know, a kind of a slump, and I do feel a whole lot better today. Hopefully when I get into town I'll have some decent signal so I can put together this video with some other ones and get it out there.